Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, guys and girls, and the rest of the world. This is Khumbulani, your online maths tutor. Just giving a video for you on graph work, straight line graphs, and solution of equations using graphs. Okay, so let's start by talking about straight line graphs. I've got some notes for you that you can use to reference. The general equation of a straight line sloping at an angle to the x-axis is of the form y is equal to mx plus c. If the equation is ascending from left to right, then m is positive, where m is the gradient. The equation is descending from left to right, then m is negative. In both cases above, m represents the gradient and c the intercept of the straight line on the y-axis. Y and x represent unknown variables. Y and x represent unknown variables, where y is the dependent variable and x is the independent variable. Other equations also exist that represent lines parallel to either the x-axis or parallel to the y-axis. For example, the equation of the line that is parallel to the y-axis and passes through the line x is equal to 2 is named x is equal to 2. Another example is a straight line parallel to the x-axis and passes through the point y is equal to 4 on the Cartesian plane. Then the equation of that line is simply y is equal to 4. Right, let's look at an example. A question can come and say, draw the graph of the line y is equal to 2x plus 1 in the range of x values x greater than minus 3 and less than or equal to plus 4. First of all, we prepare a table of values based on the x values. Okay, so the table of values has x ranging from minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? And for us to get the corresponding y values, we take the x value. For example, the first y value, take the x value which is minus 3, substitute it in the original equation. It will be 2 times minus 3, which is minus 6 plus 1, which gives you a minus 5. When x is equal to minus 2, y becomes minus 2 times minus 2, which is minus 4 plus 1, which gives you a minus 3. Okay, when x is equal to minus 1, y is 2 times minus 1, which is minus 2 plus 1. Minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1. Next, when x is equal to 0, y is equal to 2 times 0, which is 0 plus 1, which is 1. So we continue repeating that process for the different values of x until we get to the last one, and that will be the complete table of values. After completing the table of values, we then plot a graph on graph paper or grid using the corresponding x and y values. Since it is a straight line, how do we know it's a straight line? Because it's of the form y is equal to mx plus c, where m is the gradient. Since it is a straight line, join the plotted points using a ruler. The graph should look as below. Okay. You will notice that the intercept is c is equal to plus 1, as in the equation 2x plus 1. Okay, so this is what the graph will look like, and that's your intercept at the value y is equal to 1. Okay, so I hope you notice how we plotted the points. For example, when x is 0, y is 1. We come to the point when x is 0, we go up and meet the y-axis where y is 1. Then we plot a point. When x is 1, such as there, the y value is 3. So we go from y is equal to 3, where it meets the value from x equal to 1, that's your point. So when we plot our graph like this at ordinary level, we're required to label it as y is equal to 2x plus 1. So when you plot your straight line, you give it a label. That is the name of the straight line. Next, let's move on to how do you calculate the gradient. You say the gradient of this graph, y is equal to 2x plus 1 is equal to 2, since it's of the form y is equal to mx plus c. How do we know the gradient is 2? Simple. We pick any 2 points on the straight line, such as this one, A and B, and use the following equation to calculate the gradient. M is equal to change in the y divided by change in the x. If you named the points x1, y1 and x2, y2 in coordinate form, your gradient M will become y1 minus y2, which is the corresponding values of y for point A and B, divided by x1 minus x2, where coordinates for point A are x1, y1, for point B, x2, y2. So this little triangle illustrates the points we use to calculate the gradient. Okay. Right, in this case you have the A value there and the B value there. Hence your gradient will be the change in the y values, which is 3 minus 7. Rather, I use 7 minus 3 divided by 3 minus 1, which becomes m is equal to 4 over 2, which becomes m is equal to 2. The modus operandi for calculating the gradient of a straight line is the same. Practice as many exam questions as you can. So here is a practice question for you guys to take home. Plot the graph of the functions. Plot the graph of the function 2x plus 3y is equal to 4. Hence or otherwise, find the gradient of the straight line. 3 marks. State the intercept of the straight line. 1 mark. So the hint that I can give you guys is, this is not the form y is equal to mx plus c. The first thing that you do in this particular question is make y the subject of the formula. Okay, then when you make y the subject of the formula, you can then determine the gradient and both the intercept on the y-axis, which is c. Right, I hope this is going to assist you in your ordinary level mathematics when it comes to how to draw straight lines and how to get the gradient of a straight line. I'm the online maths tutor. If you need any assistance with tutoring, you can hit me up on Skype, Gmail or YouTube. My Skype ID is shown on the description of the video, and next video we're gonna look at graphs of quadratic functions and other polynomials, as well as how to calculate the gradient of a point on a curve or a polynomial at a given point, as well as how to use graphs to solve equations, graphical solution of equations. These are very important, paramount topics for ordinary level, and if you need assistance, feel free to contact me and we can start working and preparing for Cambridge exams, Oxford exams, General Certificate of Secondary Education, and Cambridge International Certificate of Education. Thanks for watching the video. Please click like and share with your friends. Thank you.